We are going to be starting glass fusing today, and I have a couple of examples for you up on the screen. And these examples show pieces that were separated. Nothing was stacked on each other on this one. They had a pink background and they put 3 separate colors on it. You have some that might not show up on black very faintly. There's a yellow triangle in this background, so those kind of melted together. It was probably a see-through piece of glass. And then there are some that are layered. Blue on top of this reddish orange triangle. This was one of the long tubes, and it has a layer of a piece of glass on top of it. So they do melt really flat with the type of fusing that we're going to do. So you are going to start with a sketch today on this background. So we've kind of looked at your background color choices. So I think most of the backgrounds are a very rectangular square shape. So on here I want you to just kind of plan, what are you going to create? Is it going to try to look like a face or look like an animal, or is it going to be very abstract and just kind of shapes? So I'm looking in this bin right now and I see a lot of small triangle shapes. I'm just trying to kind of play around and see what kind of design am I going to make. Maybe going to use some of those tubes. And what if I had like some of those small little circles coming in kind of a curved edge? So I might have like 3 little pieces curving in. So this is just a sketch. It might not end up being perfectly like this. I would also like you to think about color. So you can use the colored pencils at your table, or you can just kind of plan. I think I'm going to go with orange background, and on that orange background I want to think about colors that are going to stand out. I think blue would look kind of cool. What are my options here? Red. Maybe some of these little pieces would be a blue as well, or maybe I'm going to switch this and have these be, my B means blue. And maybe this piece I'm looking to see what's in here. There are some other blue pieces as well. Blue, 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 red. Let's try red with that. So just kind of an abstract plan. You can also think about layering today. So that means I could put another piece on top of here. Maybe I have a circle piece on top of here, and maybe that's yellow or something. So I'm labeling, I'm sketching. My finished project I am going to create on here. So I'm going to write my name on this planning sheet. And I am going to make sure I have goggles on for this project. Glass is sharp and we definitely don't want it in your eyes, so you might have to unwrap those. And as much as possible we're going to try to use these little tweezers. Ignore that bell. So when you have a plan, I am going to head to the counter that has those big pieces of glass, and I'm going to grab one. So my sketch is a little bit bigger than this, that's fine. It does not matter what side of the glass you plan on. Some of these do have some sharp edges, so I'm trying careful not to grab it in my hand. I'm kind of just pinching it in safe spots and not getting my fingers on that edge. So we are actually going to use just regular glue to glue this together, and this glue is going to dry clear in the kiln. So anytime I grab out of this bin, I'm going to use the tweezers. There could be sharp pieces in there and I definitely don't want to grab that. It's okay to use your finger a little bit to get it off the tweezers, but as much as possible you want to use the tweezers. So I think I had a blue, I wanted a blue piece. So you can use the tweezers to kind of dig through here, grabbing it. This kind of matches that piece I was hoping for. They can go off the edge. So if they go off the edge, they will actually just melt into a smooth edge. And on there I had yellow. These little ones are tiny, tiny. So it's okay to layer. I would say 3 high. So my background counts as 1, the blue is 2, the yellow would be 3. And I was thinking some more blue pieces, kind of angling around. They're hard to grab in there. Of course, that one piece won't. There we go. Alright, so I've got my pieces, and I would say at the most, 1, 2, 3, I would say at the most you'd want about 8 little pieces at the top. You don't want to stack super high, remember, and if they overlap a little bit, they will melt together. So I'm going to use my tweezers, and I'm going to just glue a nice line of glue where I want this to go. That glue is not going to be dried, but it's going to help just kind of keep it into place. Okay. So every time I'm gluing, I'm using that tweezers as much as possible. When you are finished with the designing part, you're going to carry it carefully onto the black counter up front. So this is going to become your placemat. This is going to help me figure out whose is whose so that I can map out how they're going to go into the kiln. So these will be in the kiln, and we will get to see them next art class. If you are worried about those gobs of glue seeping out, remember, they'll burn off in the kiln. It's going to get so hot that it'll disappear. Awesome. There's my finished piece going to the black counter.